Hello and welcome to Ginger Street Boutique. My name is Sheila, and in today's tutorial I was going to go over how to make the little boxes for the tea light cakes that we made in a previous video. I had a request for how to make the little boxes, so we're going to do that today. And this is what it looks like with the little tea light inside. There's the little window here so you can see inside, and then it's just white on the outside. This one is ivory on the outside, and then you can see the little cake in there. So this is what we made in a previous video, is the little cakes, and then this is what we're going to make today, is this the box for them to go into. Okay, and I will show you how to do the little window and punch that out and everything as well. And let me get the punch for that. I don't have that. That's one thing I didn't grab. All right, there we go. Okay, so now let's get started. I'm going to show you my template first. You're going to need a piece of white cardstock and a little window sheet if you wanted to put the little window in there. If you do not have the little window sheet, the plastic, you can use the plastic from any kind of plastic packaging and stuff, or you can just leave it open if you want to. Either way. But the window sheets I get in a 12 by 12 sheet through Stampin' Up, and I will leave the link so that you can order those down below. But this is my template, and what it is a piece of cardstock that measures, it's 7 inches across this way, and then it's 8.5 inches this way. Okay, so one 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock is what you're going to need, and then on the long side, on the 11.5 inch side, you'll cut it down to 7 inches. And then now we're going to do, and that's the base of the card, and now we're going to do all these score lines and then these 2 score lines here. Okay, let's set this little window sheet aside. Oh, and the window sheet is cut down to 1 7/8 by 1 7/8 so that it fits right on the inside of your little box behind your little opening. And then you don't want it overlapping up here or on the sides, because when you fold your box you want it to be able to fold. So 1 7/8 so that it fits in there perfect. Okay, so with our 7 inch by 8.5 inch piece of paper, our first score lines are going to be our 2 up and down lines like this. So on your 7 inch side, we're going to score first. The first one is going to be, let's see, where did we do this? I got to make sure I do this right. 2.5 right here, and then 4.5. Okay, 2.5 and 4.5. Then we're going to turn our paper to the long side, the 8.5 inch side, and we're going to score at 2 inches, 4 inches, 6 inches, and 8 inches. And then go back over again just to make sure that they're creased really well. Okay, so then your paper should look like this. It should have all these different score lines on there. Now we're going to be cutting all of these out, okay? Oh, actually, we need to score, I'm sorry, I forgot to, on the long side, back on the 7 inch side, I forgot. We're going to have to score at 1/2 inch all the way down. This gives you the little creases on your little flaps when you fold in your little flaps on your box. Okay, so 1/2 inch, 2.5 inches, 4.5 inches, and then 6.5 inches. Okay, set that aside. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cut up to the 4.5 line and the 2.5 line on each diagonal. Okay, so this is going to be the top, and so we're going to cut in this way, and this way, and in this way. Okay, here is what it would look like. So this one, and then we will cut out this whole square here, and we're going to cut out this whole square here. We're going to cut up this line and cut up this line, and then we'll cut off half of this white part right here. Then we're going to cut up this line, and then we'll cut off half of this little square right here on the corner. Okay, and then we're going to leave this one full. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to cut up that side, and then we're going to cut this one down all the way. So see, we cut out that corner, and now we're going to cut out this corner. I gotta find my score line again. There we go. Stay on the line. And if you want to fast forward this part, you can. I'm just gonna go step by step with you, and some of you might be cutting a little bit faster than me, but that's okay. I just want to make sure that we get all of these even here. Okay, now these two here, remember we're going to cut these halfway. There we go, there's one. And then this one we're going to cut it about halfway. Okay, so it should look like that on that side. Then we're going to go over here to this side. And we'll do the same thing on this side, okay? And we'll cut this one halfway. And cut this one halfway. Okay, so then you should have a piece that looks just like this. And we'll move all these aside. So now we're going to go ahead and on this one, if you want to go ahead and notch it in on these little ones here so that they bend in a little bit better, you can. Which actually, let's go ahead and do that. We will go ahead and notch those. Ooh, this wasn't even quite straight. Okay, there. And then we'll notch these ones in just a little bit right here. And then notch it in over here. Just a little bit. It just helps it fold a little better. There's that one. And there's that one. Okay, so you can have it looking like this. We could actually, yeah, let's go ahead and do the outside ones too, because I did it on those ones. That, and then this one. And here's that one, and then this one. Okay? Alright, set that all aside. Now, if you wanted to round your corners for the lids and on these little flaps, you could, but for video purposes today, I'm not going to do that right now. We're going to just start folding on all of our crease lines. Okay. And then you can see as you fold it up how the box is going to look. So we have these two here, and then we have these two that come up over on the sides, and then we're going to fold. See, that's where we did that 1/2 inch lines on the ends. Okay, so then your box is going to look like this, and then you're going to fold it over and fold it over, and we're going to glue all that together in just a minute. But so here is your box, and then when you fold it all over like that, and then you can just your little lid will close perfectly like that. Okay, and there's your box. But first we need to do our punch our little window in right now. Okay, so on this flap here, which would be your far one. Now if you're going to run it through the Big Shot, I would suggest going ahead and unfolding in one of these sides if you're going to run it through. Otherwise it's not going to fit through, and then do your use your little framelit to cut out your circle here. But I have a scalloped punch that I'm going to use, and we're going to I kind of put it a little bit closer to the bottom right here, only because when you close your lid you're going to have this little flap and you don't want it showing through the little window. Okay, so kind of, because this is going to be the top of your box, so kind of put it down around here a little more. So I will show you. We're going to slide it in right about there. Okay, and then you can always save that little scallop. You can put a little tag to put on top of your little box if you wish. Okay, so now we're going to put in our little window piece, and that'll go on the inside of the box. What I like to use for the window piece is the double-sided tape, and I use the 1/8 inch of the double-sided tape. Because it actually is thin enough. See, it's real thin, so then when you put it around the edge of your window piece, and I put it directly on the window piece rather than on the box, but it's up to you however you feel most comfortable. And then just make sure you get it right next to the very edge here, and then you can just tear it off or cut it off, whichever. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's going to go on the inside. Oops, there we go. And there. Okay, set that aside. Now we'll just take all of our little backings off of here. And then we're going to lay this right between the two score lines. And right above this score line. Okay? Perfect. So now we get to start putting our box together. So what we're going to do first is we're going to glue these two flaps down. So we're going to put a little bit of glue right here. And then we're going to put a little bit of glue right here on this side. Oops. Make sure it stays down good. And then we're going to fold up this flap. And then we're going to line up this edge with the corner right there. Make sure it's nice and flush. Okay. And then we're going to do the same on this side. Line this side up with this corner right here. There we go. And then we're going to take these two flaps and we're going to glue those in as well. Okay. Okay, fold those in and fold it up just like that. And then we're going to line up this edge with that corner. Oops. That's why I like that liquid glue, because you can move it around for a little while. Get it right in place, right where you need it. And there you go. there is your little box. And then here's the side. Here's your little flaps. And then here's your little top. Oops. Oops. Make sure you got that flush on there. And actually you can take your bone folder and go back in and make sure that they stay down really good. There we go. And then now we just need to close it. Alright, we're going to have to round our corners. That is why we did that. Let me get my corner rounder. Now you can notch in like we did on those edges, or you can use a corner rounder if you have a corner rounder. Well, crud. Let me see. And there. Now it fits in there. And there's your little box. Perfect little box. And see where I did right there, you can notch that out just a tad bit so that you don't see it through the window. Like I did on this one. I notched it so that you can't see it through the window. It's like I said, the window thing right there will show. So just notch it out just a tad bit. There we go. And hopefully that won't show. I can get it back in there. There we go. And there's your little box. And see, it doesn't show now. Perfect. I actually got it over a little too far, so could have put it over there a little more. But anyway, there's your little box. And so it was really simple. I will leave all the links down below. And then the outside you can actually put decorative paper, which I've done in the past, to match your little candle that you have on the inside. And each one of these little squares, if you wanted to put the decorative paper on the outside, is 1 7/8 by 1 7/8 squared. And then I did, before I put 1, 2, 3, 4. So one on the top and then one on each side here. So that's up to you if you want to do that, or you can just leave them like this with the little ribbon tied around them, and it looks just as cute. It looks like a little baker's box, and it's just really cute. So you can decorate these however much you want. You can even stamp on the outsides if you wanted to do your own stamping, do a little design, or your own little logo or something. So the little box is just a basic for you to start with, and then you can take it from there and do whatever you wish with it. But I hope that this helped you, and I hope that you liked this video. So give me a thumbs up if you did, or if you learned anything from it. Let me clean up my desk now, and I will get back to creating some more crafts to share with all of you. So have a good day. I hope that you'll check back soon. I'll be posting more videos and more craft ideas soon. So check back often, and be sure to subscribe so that you will be notified if you check the little bell up in the right hand corner every time that I put a video on. Okay? Talk to you later. Have a good day. Bye-bye.